Good morning, Rabbi Sai. Mordechai. What a gewaldige day today. So first of all, we have a big Mazal Tov here. Nachman Seltzer had his first granddaughter, not he himself. Mazal Tov, Mazal Tov. It's a very, very special day today. I want to introduce to you something very, very special. There's a tzadik of a yid in this room. He's an attorney. Sitting behind, his name is Michael Citron. And he decided to go all out, and get me a little gift. And I want to share the gift with you, Rabbi Sai. You're the first ones to see this gift. Here we go.
Good morning, Rabbi Sai. Sometimes, life can feel like it's running away from you. You try your hardest, but you still feel like you're running in place. And your goals, they just fall off the shelf. I wish I could learn sometimes, but I never find the time. So many things distract me. In yeshiva, I kinda got by, but with no yeshiva inside, I'm already busy with life. I'm really pursuing my passion, so I left my learning behind. But I get the itch, so at times I look at the shelf with big eyes, take a deep breath and walk by, because my ambitions run dry. They ask if I'm up on the dive, I answer the sadly and not. And then when I wanna walk off, I start to look at my watch. Never get down on yourself, yeah, and don't put your goals on the shelf, yeah. No matter how low you feel, take it and make it a hill. Climb all the way to the peak, yeah. I know the sugar is deep, yeah, but as Reb Eli repeats, it's not about the time for the old man, the old man, the old man. It's not about the time for the old man, the old man, the old man. Was right, yeah. His mother would say something like, yeah, a day without learning, a day without life, a day without learning, a day without life. Mayor Shapiro was right, yeah. His mother would say something like, yeah, a day without learning, a day without life. You gotta learn today, learn today, you gotta learn today, learn today. They say it only gets harder. I never push through with all that I can like I oughta. And even though now I'm smarter, I nearly gave up on myself learning Gemara. Then I walked into NDY. I seen Reb Eli and some of the guys. Just a little shove and opened my eyes. So I dug in, proceeded to start. From that day it changed my life. My whole outlook's been revised. I always gave up because of my fear of falling behind, but now I don't mind the grind. Never get down on yourself, yeah, and don't put your goals on the shelf, yeah. No matter how low you feel, take it and make it a hill. Climb all the way to the peak, yeah. I know the sugar is deep, yeah, but as Reb Eli repeats, it's not about the time for the old man, the old man, the old man. It's not about the time for the old man, the old man, the old man. Was right, yeah. His mother would say something like, yeah, a day without learning, a day without life, a day without learning, a day without life. Mayor Shapiro was right, yeah. His mother would say something like, yeah, a day without learning, a day without life. You gotta learn today, learn today, you gotta learn today, learn today. Never get down on yourself, and don't put your goals on the shelf. No matter how low you feel, take it and make it a hill. Climb all the way to the peak. I know the sugi is deep, but as Reb Eli repeats,
it's about learning Torah every single day. Woo! Goya! Michael. Go ahead. Wow, beautiful. Great job. Thank you. Wow.
You're great. You are amazing.
You're amazing. Thank you so much. Wow. Hopefully, you want to sit down? You want to have a seat? Hey,
Take the kids.
Michael, I don't know, did we ever meet? We did.
We've met a few times, yeah.
But this was a complete surprise. Thank you so much. Be'ezer Hashem, through this song, bring more and more people to Torah. Shkoyach, really, thank you so much. Wow. It's beautiful, beautiful. Wow. Where are you sitting?
You gonna sit over here?
Here, no, here, sit.
Sit down. Between me and Avi. Have a seat. It's great to have you.
Wow.
Live from Rabbi.
Unbelievable. Okay, Shkoyach. The idea behind the song, first of all, obviously it's our system. I saw the lips and the sound were a little off. That's on us. That's not a beautiful job to Yaakov Citron. He did the whole thing. Michael Citron, the attorney, not related to Yaakov. It's unbelievable. Same name. And Yishkoyach to Reb Nissim Black, who's here. I didn't know. All surprises. Gewaldige stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Give him a Gemara. Real quickly, in Manchester, you don't have to go anywhere. You got to stick around there. Yeah, his kids are outside. Wait. In Manchester, this is the giant. Look at this sign they put up in front of the shul, anticipating the Siyum Mesechtes Bava Metzia. We are going to be there. Be'ezer Hashem, Avi, myself, and Noam, and Gary is coming in. A few other surprise guests. Rabbi Schoenberg, you're going to be London. Beautiful. Here's the sign up, and also the song is coming out today, right here. So you can QR code it and you get it today sometime. I do want to mention before we start, today is the yard site of Reb Gershon Edelstein. And I don't know if I chapped, but an incredible thing happened. He was in the middle of giving a shir. He was nifter literally minutes after this picture. And it's on YouTube. You can go, you can hear the whole shir. He's giving a shir. He's in intensive care. You hear all the beeps and this in the background. The grandson here is constantly looking at the machines, getting all nervous. They're asking him questions. He's answering. He was nifter while giving a shir, basically, while teaching Torah. It's unbelievable. So the neshama should have an aliyah. The Masechet is sponsored by Anonymous for the safe and speedy return of all the hostages. Parnas HaChodesh, Lianishma Zechrya ben Moshe, Lianishma Zechrya bas Yosef, Parnas HaChodesh, Refuah Shelaima, Neftali Herz ben Leah, a hidden tzadik in our generation. Parnas HaChodesh, Refuat, hanefesh, and guf for Breina, Bina, bat Miriam, Baila, Netanel, Kalev, Ben, or a Bracha bat Breina, Bina. Refuah Shelaima, Mordechai, Ben, Esther, Rabbi. We're starting a brand new Mishnah today in Daf Kuf Tes. Gewaldige stuff actually today, with an unbelievable story of Hashgacha Pratis, a kiss from Hashem, coming up. I do want to say hello to our guests. Shalom Aleichem. What's your names over there? You look familiar, but sure enough, because you've been here a few times.
I'm a good friend of Pincus. I don't know if you recall back in the day. He said a Raisa was Pincus.
I remember. Oh yeah, that Pincus. Okay, I don't want to say his name. Reb Shimshon's. You're good friends with him. Is it true the story? He remembers the story. Wow. Who's the tzadik next to you? Also,
My friend Shalom Waldman.
From
Yerushalayim.
Shalom Aleichem. Who else? I noticed somebody. Who are you? What's your name? Mendy Klein from Lakewood. And who's next to you hiding? Greenspan. From Philadelphia. Shalom Aleichem, guys. Okay. Oh, here's another one.
Nelson Orich. I just finished my year at Levatorah.
Levatorah. Going back. So wow, what a way to. You coming back to Eretz Yisrael next year?
Yeah.
Very nice. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Looking forward to having you again. Another one. What's your name?
Alfie Hackhauser.
Hackhauser. Shalom Aleichem from?
David Hackhauser.
Oh, related a little bit? Wow. Very nice. Great to have you. Noam, you've been kicked out of your seat. Says the Eli Mishnah. So we're talking about either a makabel, an aris, or a chaycher. That is, if I give you a certain amount of money per year to use your field, that's a chaycher. For very few years. So we're going to see very few years means less than 7 years. Loi Yizra'ena Pishtan. Pishtan flax is very, very profitable. But it destroys the field. Like we find with almost everything in this world. There's always the pro and the con. Always. Yeah? Every single thing, there's the pro and the con. Your shidduch, your house, your neighborhood, everything. Except learning Torah. Yeah, there are a few things that don't have this. But everything in this world, usually, I see, you guys won't understand, but when I was in I saw this almost, it was incredible. When I was in the field, back in the day, when I had nothing better to do, I became a pilot and decided to buy a plane, a small plane. And it's unbelievable, look into it. The plane that flies fast, so first of all, it costs a lot of money per hour. It's a little bit more expensive than the other, but it can't hold your entire family. But you want something that can hold your whole family. It goes slow at this. You want to save on less fuel consumption, but more of this. Everything is a give and a take. There's no such thing as Muslim. Everything. And it's a mashal to life also. There's no such thing as a perfect person. Everybody has the chesroinus and their milas. And you got to use your milas and not v'chulu v'chulu. Ve'ein loy. So, since you are destroying, you're taking the nutrients out of the ground, and it's going to take 7 years to recover, you're not permitted to plant flax. Ve'ein loy b'kayir shikma. And if you have sycamore trees here, like here in Eretz Yisrael, planted in different places. I remember up north, there was a place, they planted all this, there's a whole story there, they took out the swamp, whatever. This doesn't bear fruit. It doesn't give anything but wood. So if you're going to chop some of the wood, it's a problem, because it's going to take 7 years to recoup. The Noam Elimelech says, and I don't say a lot of Noam Elimelechs, but we have a chassid in the house here. We got Reb Nissim Black. So, the Noam Elimelech says, in Parashas Kedoshim, he says, the Medrash says that there's a fight between Kain and Hevel, if there's Olam Haba or not. So Kain says, yeah, if there's Olam Haba, you know what? I'm going to sell you my Olam Haba, you give me your Olam Hazeh. So he said, okay, deal. The first thing that Kain planted was flax. So says the Noam Elimelech, if you're in this world, you're only here for a very short time. The Mishnah says 7, I'm sticking this in. 77, same thing. Don't waste your time planting flax. Do something positive. Okay. The Mishnah. However, if you got it for 7 years, so the land is going to recoup. So you have 1 year that you could plant flax. In other words, you're renting for 20 years, so you have a lot more than that. You're renting it for 7, you get 1 free year. For every year that you rented after that, you get a year of planting flax. You could also chop down some of the wood because it's going to regrow. This guy rented the field for a certain amount of time, 3-4 years, let's say. What happens to the sycamore tree that it grows? It just grows. It went from 10 inches wide, now it's 20. Who gets that extra 10 inches? He leaves the field now. Could he go to the owner and say, listen, while I was here, I took care of the trees, I watered them. This growth, I want to shear in the shevach. So Abai says yes, he has to pay him the difference. Rava views it more as the principle, not as fruit. This is a non-fruit bearing tree, so the only fruit it has really is the wood. Abai says, okay, so that's fruit. I get fruit. I rented this field. I should get the fruit. No. So we have a few questions here, both on Abai and Rava. You borrow a field, you rent the field from someone. You work the field as a sharecropper. And now it's your time to leave. Shamanloi, 2 words. We take an assessor, we figure out what the owner of the land owes you. What could that mean? What else are they assessing here? They must be talking about the added value that you added to the field by growing this sycamore tree. And that's the difference you're going to get. If now the girth is it's 20 inches instead of 10, I owe you $100. Loi, shamim lo yarka v'silka. It's the beets, it's the greens, it's the vegetables that grew on the field over there. So the other day I was telling you a story how I went into the restaurant in Chicago, Taboon, and I told them, why do you serve beets? Nobody likes beets. So they took it off the menu, and then 2 weeks later I come in there and it's back on the menu. Like, what happened? He says, you know how many people complain there's no beets? So on Friday, I'm like, let me go see. Maybe they have a website. So I go to the website. This is what it looks like. You're not going to believe it. Here it is. It's on the website. The beets are back. Here we go. See that? With the pickles. Taboon Grill. Okay. The guy says, I have greens here. Mamish, green and beets. It says Yarko, the green and the beets. Nakar v'nishkol. Ask the Gemara, Yarko v'silka, if we're talking about the beets that he grew there, what's the problem? Let him take them. Why do you have to assess it? Pick it. Take it home. You're not assessing, it's yours. Says the Gemara, it's because the marketplace is not there yet. He has nobody to sell it to. What is he going to pick it? He's going to pick it and do what? With 500 pounds of beets. It's going to spoil. Let it stay there and let the owner take care of it and let the owner give you a little bit of whatever increased value you gave him. Tashma. We have something unbelievable on Amud Beis. Wait until we get there. A guy works the field, he's a sharecropper, and Shemitah comes. Same thing as we said before. We take an assessor, how much value is here? So before we get to the raya, the Gemara says, wait a minute. Shemitah, Mika, Mafka, Ara. When Shemitah comes, you have to leave the land? No, what does Shemitah mean? Shemitah means I can't plant anything. I can't make profit off the fruit, but if I'm working somebody else's field, I rented a field, I don't get kicked out of there. Oh, not Shemitah, Yovel. Every 50 years, there's something called Yovel, and all the land goes back to the original owner. So if it goes back to the original owner and I work the field, I didn't realize Yovel is coming up. I just made aliyah, I'm not holding. It says in the pasuk over here, it goes back on Yovel. So the owner takes it, and the owner has to see, okay, we bring it to Bezdin, we bring an appraiser, how much value did the renter add to your field? You have to pay for that. Ask the Gemara, but we're still not at the raya. Yovel, you get back something you sold, but not something that you rented. Why? Because it says in the pasuk litzmisus, which means it's going to be there forever. When you sell something forever, you should know, no, it's not forever. 50 years here in Israel, everything you buy here, every apartment you buy is maximum 99 years. It goes right back to the government according to them. Some places 50 years. So at 50 years, but that's if you sell something, not if somebody works it and rents it from you. If I work a field and Yovel comes, you don't kick me out of there. Let's see Amar Rachmana. Oh, we're talking about a third case, not Shemitah, not Yovel. Rather, somebody bought a field from his friend, V'gia Yovel, and Yovel came, Shamim Loi, we assess it. So if there's new growth, the trees got wider, whatever, that's what we have to pay back. Now, this would be a raya that we do assess trees and you do get the money like Abaya says. Why can't we say the same answer that we said before, that we're talking about that he left some beets growing over there and it's not the day of the marketplace, and that's what we're talking about. That's the kind of assessment. No, silk of Yaakov Yovel Efkero. It becomes hefker, anybody can take it. There's no assessment on vegetables that are left over in the field, on Yovel and Shemitah. From here is a good raya, Shevach Shikma. When he gets kicked out of the field, the owner has to pay him for the value, the increased value of the sycamore tree. So that's a good kasha on who? On Rava. Abaye says that he gets the money, and Rava says he doesn't get money. Over here you see you get the money. Says the Gemara, incredible thing. We just had it the other day that Shmuel stuck up for Rav. Over here there's a great raya for Abaya. Typically speaking, if you bring a raya to me, I'm excited. No, so over here, Yishkoyach, don't worry about it. Thanks for coming, thanks for sticking around. Shkoyach. Everybody, send out the song. Thanks for increasing Torah. Don't worry about it. We got one at 9 o'clock at night, and we got one tomorrow morning.
He said he didn't like the beat, so he's leaving.
Gee. Reb Nissim, he said it's not the beats. Oh, they're taking selfies over there. Sorry. This is the first time in the middle of a shir somebody's taking a selfie.
Someone other than you.
Wow. Reb Eli said the song wasn't no. Don't download it.
I think I gotta come every morning.
That's right, you do. All right. Tirgama Baila leave the Rava. So Abaya helps out Rava here, even though it's not in Abaya's interest. He says, no, I'll explain it to you according to Rava. Shani Asim Lamakrov, Yotzam Mimkar Bayis. There's Xeris HaKosov. What goes back to the original owner? Mimkar, something that you sold. Mimkar Choizer. Shevach Eni Choizer. Improvement, added value, that doesn't go back. The entire field goes back. Ask the Gemara of Benigmar Minei. It's a great Xeris HaKosov said by Yovel. So take Yovel, and it should be a limud for the entire Torah, including our case of kablanos, of sharecropping. When a sharecropper goes into a field, just like by Yovel, when he gets kicked out, it goes to himself. So too by a sharecropper, says the Gemara. No. The opposite maybe. Hasam zvinu malyu, v'yovel afkata de malkihi. Says the Gemara, beautiful. When you buy something and it's yours 100%, think about it even today. Today there's no yovel. So you buy a property, you invest in the property, trees grow on the property. Who does the added value go to? It goes to you. You bought it. And it never leaves. Today there's no yovel, unfortunately. When all Rav Klai Yisrael is going to be in Eretz Yisrael, we'll go back to yovel. But right now we don't have it. So because you own it, you get it. If you own it, you get it. Just happens to be the Torah said that there's something called yovel. And the Torah says, you know what the king, HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, it's not yours. But by a sharecropper, who gets it? The owner gets it. That's what happens today. Who gets all improvements of the land? Think about it logically. I buy something, and the value increases. So who gets it? The guy that bought it. Just Yovel comes and takes it away from you. Special halacha. So by us, you bought something. There's an increase in value by who? By some guy, some sharecropper guy. But who gets the shevach? The owner. Rav Papa. Gemara tells us a few stories here from Amoraim. Rav Papa Kabbalah Las Pasta. Rav Papa was a kablon. He was a sharecropper, and he was trying to work the field to make some food for his animals as pasta. What happened was Kodchu Botali. A few palm trees grew there. You could see here on the side of the road sometimes some seeds from palm trees fall somewhere. All of a sudden a little baby palm tree grows. We have it right here in the park. It doesn't belong there. You see, coming out of the sidewalk, a small palm tree. When he was leaving the deal over there, he went home, he went back to yeshiva, Amar Le'u, he tells the owner of the field, Havali Shvacha, I want the value of these trees. What are you talking about? What if there was a palm tree on the grounds and you worked this field for 5 years, and the palm tree when you got it was 10 inches wide? Today it's 20. You have a havamina that you're going to go to the owner and say, hey, give me 10 inches worth of palm tree? No. Why? Because palm tree is a fruit tree. We don't view it. We don't look at how wide it is, and all we care about is how many dates does it put off. You get dates. You don't get tree. So everybody agrees on a palm tree that the guy doesn't get it. So why do you think that you deserve something from this small palm tree? If it was a sycamore tree, okay, fine, sycamore is for wood. But this is a palm tree, a small baby palm tree. Why should you get anything? You're right. In that case, when I go into somebody else's field and there's some beautiful palm trees there, I never thought to myself, oh, if it gets a lot larger, I'm going to share in the added value. But in this case, I went in there thinking to myself, if something starts growing here, I want to benefit from it.
You're saying that they were
because no, whatever he grows there is his, right? If If he would have planted palm trees.
As a balabais, I could say I expected that I'll get whatever of those shvach that's mekubal on in the
Time out. Let's start from the beginning. If he plants, I hear what he asked. If he's
That was the agreement.
That's
That was the agreement.
what I asked.
no, it doesn't go. No, that was not the agreement. No.
No. That he's saying a guy to us.
Mashma that they had a deal.
The first thing that comes into someone else's.
They have to have a deal.
You don't want to hear. You guys want to fight with each other? It's great, but maybe later. We got a share to do. So this is what I have to say. If you don't like it, then you can talk to him and after share. We got to move on. Look at some. Then you're going to tell me I didn't do time management. Okay.
What do you want to explain to him?
Right there.
What I think the pshat is, a person could go into a field and he can plant whatever he wants: cucumbers, tomatoes, beets, palm trees. If he plants that, it's his. If he comes into a field which already has palm trees, he can't say, "Oh, I want the growth of the palm tree." That's not what the palm tree is for. The growth of the palm tree is not for the wood. It's for the fruit. The fruit you can get. If a palm tree came after you walked in there, so there's no difference between a palm tree and cucumbers. I'm planting it, and I had in mind anything that's planted there is mine. You can't come in to say, "Oh, I had in mind that your palm tree that you already had there for 25 years, the growth is mine." Nobody does that. Nobody thinks of it. But any new growth, such as a small palm tree, perhaps it's mine. That's what the Gemara is saying now. You don't like it, say it. I'm not upset at you. I think it's great that we're arguing, but we have to. No, because I did this year yesterday, and we ran out of time. I know what's going on here. It's a very long Amud here. So the Gemara. Kiman says Gemara. This is going to be Ka'abaya the Omar b'shevach shikmo yeshloi. So this will be like Abaya, who says that you get to share in all added value of the shikma, of the sycamore, of wood. Says Gemara, afilu temek Rava. You could say this goes according to Rava. Hasam Leslie Pseida. When it came to the shikma, when it came to added growth in something, the guy that's there, he doesn't lose anything. So what if the sycamore tree grew from 10 inches to 20 inches? What happened to the guy the sharecropper? He didn't have a loss. Hacha. Ikip Pseida. Rav Papa lost. Rav Papa wants to plant on this entire field. Come these two little palm trees start growing in the middle, so you can't plant his aspasta in that spot. It's costing Rav Papa now. So it's costing Rav Papa. Rav Papa should be able to share in those palm trees. Omalei. So you're right. Good tidings, he says. But you know what? How much did you lose? A few straws, a few animal fodder, nothing. Might say, yo, that's pasta, 6 inches by 6 inches of aspasta. Shkol yo, that's pasta, vazil. Here, I'll pay you 25 cents for your aspasta. I'm not giving you the price of 2 palm trees. Omalei, ano kurkuma rishka rabbi. I was going to, where's that? I was going to plant this stuff. It takes 100,000 plants of saffron to make 2.2 pounds of saffron. 100,000 plants you have to harvest and take that's why it's very, very expensive. He says, in that area, I was going to plant saffron. I don't know exactly, I didn't have time. He says it's the Rashba. I did see it in the thing today. He says, Rav Papa, the Rashba says Rav Papa wasn't lying. Rav Papa really intended to plant saffron in that area. Whatever the reason is. Maybe that area is like on a stone or something. I don't know. He came in to plant aspasta. So why is he saying, I was going to plant saffron? So maybe it's on some sort of corner where he couldn't get to. I don't know. But the Rashba says he wasn't lying. He was saying the truth. Omalei, so he told him a very good vart. He says, you just said that you didn't want to plant trees. You wanted to plant vegetable. Saffron is something that you take down every day. So let's treat your palm trees like a vegetable. Just like a vegetable you cut down every year. You walk away with it. So too, your palm tree. How much is this palm tree worth? Nothing. You're not going to pluck it out of the ground. Taisa says you can't even plant it anywhere else. So what is it worth today? It's worth today 25 cents of wood. That's it. But we can't view it, he says, as a tree, that you're planting a tree. You just admitted you messed up, Rav Papa. You admitted that you wanted to plant a vegetable, a very expensive one. But nevertheless, it's a vegetable that you chop down every year. So we have to consider your palm tree as a vegetable you're going to chop down that year. Sorry. He just revealed the truth. You wanted to plant and take it and go. So pretend that's as if this is an item like saffron that you're going to take that year. But it's not. It's just a palm tree. And it doesn't even have fruit. And you can't plant it anywhere else. So what good is it? For schach, a couple of branches, it's nothing. So you're only going to get some wood. Rabibi bar Abaya. Rabibi, the son of Abaya. He was a sharecropper on a piece of land, and a rock exposed itself, and sorb trees grew on it. Look at this beautiful thing that Yoshi did here. First of all, here's a sorb tree that grew in a rock. But Yoshi explains the sugi beautifully. There was, I think that's the pshat in the sugi, according to Rashi. The guy had a mound of dirt, let's say, just for argument's sake. He had a mound of dirt on the edge of his field. Comes a rain and washes off the dirt. So what happens when the rain washes the dirt? It exposes these stones. That's what it's saying. It wasn't there before, says Rashi. It's a hader le'mishunisa. It showed up. Now stones don't grow. Stones can be exposed. And once they were exposed, boom, the sorb tree grew with the little, the tiny little apples. Great. So now, the son of Abaya, Rabibi, he says, I want the added value of these sorb trees. Omer of Papi, so Papi says, since you come from a defected family, Amritu Milo Miluyasa. So you're saying something defected. What does that mean? You come from Abaya, is a descendant of Eli. Eli, the children of Eli can't live long lives. They're defected. So you're saying something defected. So the Shlosh says he wasn't trying to be mezalzel on him. He's trying to help him out. He's saying, we know that Eli's descendants die early. A carbon and a mincha can help them. What could help Eli's family? Which one? Chesed or Torah? Both. Chesed and Torah. Chesed and Torah. So he says, listen, you got to be careful what kind of pshatim you say. If this is not Torah, it could kill you. You got to be careful, says the Shlomo. I want to help you out. I want you to live a long life. Make sure that you're saying good Torah, not stam. Unbelievable. Afilu Rav Papa Loyomar. Why is it not good? Why is it defective? Afilu Rav Papa who claimed that he wants to have his palm trees. Loyomar Ela the Islip Seda. It's because Rav Papa had a loss with the area that the palm trees are growing. He couldn't grow his aspasta. But over here, where it's on the stones, where you can't plant anyway, so there's no psei, you don't deserve it. Rabbi Yosef Aveleyahu Shatola. Rabbi say a new concept called the Shatola. Shatola is a person that plants trees for you. He is stuck there for life. You cannot get rid of him, and he can't leave really. He's more like an artist. He's like a sharecropper. Typically, a sharecropper gets how much? Let's see, a third. He gets a half. Why? Because he took a barren field and planted beautiful trees. And he's also working it, so he gets half. Havalahu Shatola, Shachiv, the planter, died. Ushavak Chamshu Chasvenosa. He left over 5 son-in-laws. Omar, so Rav Yosef said, until now I was dealing with one guy who was great. He worked the field, everything was great, there's no miscommunication. Hashta Chamshu, now you give me 5 people? What a headache. Until now, I didn't have 5 guys that were. Each one said, "No, he's going to take care of it. He's going to come back tomorrow. I thought he's going to do it." I'm going to have loss here. He tells them, "If you take your profit, I'll make a deal with you. I'll give you your money right now, your profit. Get out of here. If not, I'm not going to give you a dime. Not one dime. Why? You're not going to get anything. How could I do that? Because I have a Rav Yehuda. Here, he pulls out a Rav Yehuda. Domer Rav Yehuda. He also pulls out somebody else. V'temer Rav Huna. V'temer Rav Nachman. It's possible that Rav Huna said it. Possible. Mefurish, Haishatola de Shochiv. A planter that dies, Yorshim delay, Mistalkin Beloy Shvacha. He worked the whole year. He worked like a dog, and then he dies. What does the Yorshim get? What do they get? 0. Does it make any sense? No. But that's what he told them. I'll either give you 0, just like Rav Yehuda said, or if you want to be nice, want to play ball, here, I'm going to give you a little shvach, but you cannot work my field. I refuse to deal with 5 people. Says the Gemara, the lav milsehi. It's not true. He made it up. He wanted to get rid of them. The halacha is, if you want to get rid of him, you have to give him the shvach. So he said, listen, I'll give you the shvach. He threatened them with a bogus halacha. Oh, so he quoted 3 Amoraim. As Taisvis on Amud Beis, there's a second Taisvis on Amud Beis. He said, but he quoted 3 Amoraim. You want to make up a bogus halacha? So you say, Rav Yehuda said this, in Shalom Yisrael. He says, it's a really good lie. But some people, I'm not sure if the lie was Rav Nachman or... So he says, it wasn't Rav Yosef that said that. When they were saying over the story that Rav Yosef pulled this guy's leg, that he really was going by Allah. Rav Yosef wasn't trying to steal, he just was trying to threaten them. And he's trying to give them the thing. I don't know how you could do that. It seems like... I did it with Willie.
No, remember that? With the Sefer Torah?
Oh! That was Neira Volume. That was Bizarreness.
You mamish made it up.
But yeah, but first of all,
who
says
fell for it?
There's a big chashav rav that there was a rav that came to hear. I gave the shir, right?
Friday night
after shul, I gave a shir Mishnah Berurah, and the mamish chashav rav. Everybody goes to him. He's one of the biggest rabbanim here in the neighborhood. So he was there, and whatever. So I was in the middle of saying. So I said a Maisa. I said there's a new device that writes Sefer Torah. It's a robot, writes Sefer Torah. Reb Chaim Kanievsky paskin that if you turn on the machine and you say it's lishma, then the Sefer Torah is kosher. Right? I say it and I keep on walking, going weiter, and nobody said a word, not even the Rav. I thought they're going to say, what are you talking? Nothing. Because Reb Chaim Kanievsky said it, that was it. And then I said, Rabbi Isai, nobody has a problem with this? He never said it, I just made it up. The Rav, he turned colors, and it was not good, not good. Okay, but that's Eli Stefansky. This is Reb Yosef. What do you bring?
It's the same thing. You did the same thing. You made up.
It was wrong. I felt bad.
That didn't happen.
Okay, so says the Gemara.
What's the answer?
Oh. What?
If you think that the halacha...
No. So the halacha is he could pay him the shvach. That's the halacha. He just threatened them and said, I could, if you don't want to accept it, I don't have to pay you at all. He threatened them with that. So it says Taisves that they were just quoting the story. When you quote the story, you have to quote it right. Rav Yosef said that I have a Rav Yehuda. Now somebody said, no, that's not what Rav Yosef said. I was there. Rav Yosef said, I have a Rav Nachman. Not that Rav Yosef said I have 3 people, because to say 3 people is a little funny in the story. It's a shayla what Rav Yosef said. Okay. A guy was overconfident, and he tells the owner, listen, if I mess up, if I cut one of your vine branches by mistake, I mess up, I'm out of here. In other words, you don't have to worry about it. I promise you, I'm known. Ask anybody. I never messed up. Afsid, sure enough, he cut something and it was all over. So what's that halacha now? Did he say I'm out of here? Does he mean without money or with money? What does it mean I'm out of here? Oh, Rav Yehuda he doesn't get money. Rav Kahana and Rav Kahana says no, he gets paid. Rav Kahana, you think this is not such a big chiddush, but it is. The Omar he says straight out, I'm making a deal with you. If I cut one of the trees by mistake, one of the vines in the vineyard, I'm so careful. But if I do something wrong, I'm not even going to take any money on the whole year's work. You kick him out of there and you don't pay him for anything he did. What is that called, Rabbi Isai? Asmachta. He's exaggerating. Of course he doesn't want to leave without any money. He worked like a dog for a year. What, he should walk away with and nothing just because he made a little mistake and cut a vine? Doesn't work. We had this question before. It says in the Mishnah, if a guy says, if I shear crop your field, but I don't get around to doing anything on the field, I'll pay you as if the field grew the best of the best, and he has to pay the best of the best. Why is that not a smachta? Because it's not a smachta, because he caused the loss. You caused a loss, you physically caused a loss, you could have worked the field and you didn't, so you pay. Over here, he caused the loss. Yes, he chopped down a tree by mistake. so take it off his amount. But give him the rest. He should get paid the rest. Says the Gemara, Runya Shatola de Ravina Hava. Runya was planting trees for Ravina, Afsid, and he caused the loss. Salke, so he kicked him out of there with also Kame the Rava. Look what he did to me, Ravina. He kicked me out. Shapirov, it's a shayla, it's the Ravina and Ravashi that wrote the Gemara. It's in the time of Rava, doesn't seem like it. It says, Rava, he did the right thing. You mess up, you're out. Omalei, it's like Steve Jobs, lahavdil $1 million, but in Apple, you mess up, you're not 100, you're a 98, you're out. That's how it went then. I don't know today. You're out. Omalei, Ali Hisrabi. I thought it was a chid. I once heard a woman here saying this, and everybody in the Hebrew shir said, yeah, it's Yidua. I was like, wow, how does she know? The father wanted to punish a kid. The kid did something really bad. He hit someone, so the father wanted to punish the kid. So the mother comes, no, don't punish. Ellen came Azirim. She said, Mamish, that quote. I was like, wow, Mamish. Talmid Chacham. No, in Gan they say this. So he says, you can't punish the guy. You didn't warn him before. There's certain things that you don't have to warn. So Rabbi said, don't look inside for a second. Please don't look in. Look over here. I see you guys looking. I see. I'm going to show you 4 pshatim, and you have to tell me which one of these 4 pshatim is Eli Stefansky. One pshat is that a makri dardiki, the reason why you throw him out without doing anything is because he hits the children. He hits them too much, and he takes the cheshik out of learning. Another pshat is because he taught them a mistake. You teach a mistake in learning, that's something moves. You can't. It goes into the head of the kid. The mistake's out here. The other one is that a mistake is not the end of the world. You can redo a mistake. You can teach the kid, but that minute that he wasted the kid's time of teaching him a mistake, that you can never take back. That's a big problem. The fourth one is that because the Rebbe doesn't care if kids come late or not. He doesn't take attendance. He doesn't yell at the kid for coming or not coming. That kind of Rebbe, get rid of him. Which one of those is mine? The fourth. Which one is Rashi? Let me show you what's going on here. Here we go. The first one is the Ravid. The fourth one is the Ran. The second one is Rashi. Rashi says he taught him a mistake. I love Taisvis. Taisvis, the third one. You can never get back those minutes of shtusim. You teach kids shtusim, it's not the shtus that's the problem. It's the time. The time. You wasted his time. Time is so valuable. You hear what's going on? It's so valuable, you can never get it back. Neither of these, no, I didn't say any of them. I just wanted to see. Okay. Oh. Domarova, Makri Dardiki, a Rebbe. You do something that you can never take back. Shatala. Oh, that's our sugi. A guy that plants trees. Tabacha, a guy that shechts, because shechting, even if the guy offers money, what if it's right before somebody's wedding and he just shechted something? Oh, I got to show you this. A makri dardikya, don't forget this one. Chinuch. Reberish, a master mechanach, shares his chinuch secrets. And here he is. Mechanach of the Year Award. Tabacha. So you mess up the guy. He has a bar mitzvah, he has a chassan, and he doesn't have a cow. It's a busha that you can never give back. V'umana. What's a umana? All over Shas, umana means to make his dam a blood letter. In this sugya, Rashi says it's a mile who doesn't do mitzitza, can kill the kid. It's a movas shelo yuchol iskoin. V'saper, we just had, I read this and I'm going crazy because I thought I said the wrong pshat. It was on Shabbos and I couldn't look it up. I remember saying saper means the barber. I remember talking about Gingy. Like, how did I make this mistake? Over here, Rashi says, it's the cipher of the city. Upon him, there's machlokes in what Rashi does say it over there. That's talking about the barber. Imagine here we have a good one.
Well, a bad hair day leads to an arrest in Madison, Wisconsin. During the haircut, a customer says that the barber began twisting his ear, accusing him of fidgeting. The 22-year-old customer says that the barber then took it a step further and snipped his ear with scissors before cutting a bald strip down the middle of his head. The barber has been charged for disorderly conduct while armed. Police say he claims it was all an accident.
So if you do this to somebody, you can't fix it. It's a busha. He's going to go with the thing. That's mamish busha.
So much of a busha.
Oh! Hakafas kola roish, loishma hakafa. I got it. Okay. No, but it's a busha if you have hair over here and the guy goes like this. What are you going to do? You're going to shave the whole thing off. So, Besaber Masa. It means the cipher of the city, you mess up on a document. Kulam kim musrim v'ayim dim dami. They're like warned. You don't have to warn them. Klal the milsa, here's the rule. Anything that you cannot take back, it's as if it was warned, dummy. The Amud Beis, sponsored by Kidnovations LLC and by Bigger Cup Consulting LLC, Schos for Akiva Simcha Ben Feiga, v'chulu v'chulu. Ahusha Tala, Domar Lehu, Havalish V'chai. The Bina, yeah, we did this, everything. Ahusha Tala, there was a guy that plants trees, Domar Lehu, Havalish V'chai. Give me my profit. Why? The Bina L'meisik L'Ar the Yisrael. So there we showed him that say, or the Taisrid, the guy has no right to leave. You're a shatel, you stick it out. So the only reason why he's saying I want to leave is because I want to go to Eretz Yisrael. So maybe we have to listen to him. Also, the Kamei the Rapab Rashmul Rabbi said this is beautiful. Check this out without drawing and with. Let's see how we do. Also, yeah, he's right. You have to pay him. Pay him for what? So let's say the guy planted 6 trees. You have to pay him 6 trees. Pay him 6 trees. What? What about the owner of the land? He doesn't deserve anything? I was talking about half, not the whole thing. If you had 6 trees, the owner gets 3, and the shatel, the planter, gets 3. Okay, so you give the planter 3. Who's going to take care of the trees now, Rabbi Isai? Another sharecropper. Where is he going to get paid from? From your 3. So I'm not going to be left with 3. I can't get half. I need more than half. If I get half, I have to pay from my half. I have to pay somebody to work it. You are working it. You're the shatel. You are working it. You always have to work it. Who's going to pay now? It's going to come out of my pocket. You have to give some to the artist. Riva the shvach. I was talking about a quarter. So Ravashi thought to say Riva du danka, a quarter, which is a 6th. What is going on here? A 6th, a quarter. I'm just reading it to confuse you. If you say that it's a quarter, which is a 6th, it's great. Should be a half of a 6th. What is going on? I'm going to show you something now. It's going to make it so simple you can't believe it. So, first of all, unbelievable Hashgacha brought this happened. I'm thinking to myself on Shabbos, what do I do? How do I show this? How do I depict this? So I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to use 6 bags of bisli and I have large bags and I have 2 small ones. Nah. I asked Yoel and Lozi, right? What time did I ask you, Baruch? What time was it that I was asking you about the stuff? When did I come up with this idea of cups? Do you remember? What? 2 o'clock? Why do you say 2 o'clock? At the meal. Okay. 2 o'clock is at the meal. Fine. Actually, I was asking them. Fine. 2 o'clock. So I go outside. I'm looking for the cups. My wife said we still have MDY cups. I couldn't find them. So I said, you know what? These are nice. Bigger cup consulting. Bigger cup consulting. Kitzer, at Mincha, Talmid Chacham comes over to me and says, you better have good charts for the sugya. I said, don't worry, I got the simplest thing. It's going to be great. So I leave Mincha, and Yoshi is in the neighborhood for Shabbos. He comes over and he says, I know what you want me to draw. You want me to draw the sugya over here. I said, no, don't draw it. I got this. I'm going to do it with cups. He says, what do you mean? How do you do this? I said, okay, I start doing the ear. Take the cup. Imagine there's cups, there's 4, there's 2. You put the sign, and I see his eyes. I'm telling you, I'm Ma'aseh Shahaya. I'm standing over here in the parking lot. I look down, right by the park. I see cups. I'm like, that's gross. Somebody drank from them. So I bend down slowly. This was in the park. I'm true Ma'aseh. I look at them, they're clean. I count them. There's 6 cups. 6 cups, Ma'aseh Shahaya. Me and Yoshi like. It's not like I found the cups and I decided to do cups. There's cups, I worked on it and now I'm going through my whole house. What could I use here? I was going to use bechers, I was going to use this, that. What could I cut in half? The cups. These cups, Be'ez Hashem, I'm keeping them. These are not real. These are like They have kedusha. You know, the Olam says, yeah, no, these things, sometimes it happens by Reb Chaim Kanievsky. This is the first time Reb Chaim Kanievsky admitted to the story. Okay, anyway, I'm not trying to compare, but Lamaisa, it's unbelievable. But no, seriously, no, I'm not joking. To me, this is a kiss from Hashem. You do whatever you want to do. Let me show you the cups real quickly. It's so beautiful that you're going to be, this goes over here. Here, let me. The problem is that they slip a little bit, but okay. Yeah. No, I need. These are good. Like right here. Fine. You have 6 cups. The Aris, the guy, the sharecropper, always takes how much? A third. How much is a third of 6? 2. Boom. What's left? 4. What's a quarter of 4? You're allowed to put on the Gemara because it's for learning. What's a quarter of 4? 1. This 1 represents how much from the total of 6? A sixth. So it's a quarter, which is a sixth. It doesn't get any easier. Now, let's keep on going. Let's see how easy this is. It says the Gemara, you should have, I have to give from my, if I divide, he says, if you take 3, check this out, if you take 3, I'm left with 3. From these 3, I have to give a little bit to my sharecropper, it's not fair. So what does he say? He says, I was saying a quarter. In other words, get rid of the 2 for the aris. And now, a quarter of what's left here. So Rashi Riva du danka. A quarter, which is a sixth, makes a lot, it sounds so confusing, but it's simple. When the aris takes a third, and then the shato wants half, you have to give him a little bit of profit. Get rid of him. So the owner shouldn't have a loss because he has to be left with 3. So you have to give him this 1 in Shalma Yisrael. If you tell me that you're giving him a quarter, which is a 6, great. But if you're going to tell me that we start off with 6, Rabbi say, how much is a quarter, 25% of 6? If you take 3, 1.5. 3, if you divide it in half, is 1.5. So there's 4 1.5s in 6. So let's do this. And take this guy out. Replace it with 2 halves, yeah? 2 halves. Like this. Boom. So, now, if you say that it's a quarter from what you're starting out with, meaning it's 1.5. So you take 1.5, put it over here. This is 1.5. What are you left with? 4.5. How much is a third of 4.5? There's 1.5. There's 2 1.5s and 3, and here's 1.5. So now, no, sorry. I messed up there. So now, okay, take off 2 for the others. Now you're left with 4. Now, 4, the guy gets, if he gets a third, how much is a third of 4?
Right.
I guess a third.
A third of the original 6 is 2, and now he gets a quarter.
If he gets a third of the original amount, because there's 2, because he's Aris, so yeah, that's the Gemara's question afterwards, right? So a third of the original amount. Let's do this. We have to cut this. 2 over here for the Aris. This for the Aris. Now the Shatala should get his quarter. So you take a quarter, it comes off, and now this guy has 2.5 instead of 3. So it's a loss for him. Palgadanka. Oh wow, that was rough. If you say that we go based on the 4 and he takes that, great. But if you're going to give him a quarter of everything, if it's a quarter, literally a quarter of all 6, after you take off, let's give him a quarter. We could start off. The best way to do it is start off like this. You have 6, give him a quarter of 6. Shatala gets 1.5. The Aris gets 2. So now we're left with 2.5 for the Balabais instead of 3. So again, not to confuse, 2 for the Aris, a quarter out of 6 for the Shato. We're left with 2.5 for the Balabais. Okay, so now comes a good kasha. Back to 6. The planter should tell the Balabais, you take care of the Aris. And I, the planter, let me take care of my own stuff. In other words, here, let me take 1.5. Let me take 1.5. Now, how much are we left with? 4.5. So he says, why are you giving the Aris based on all 6? Pretend that you gave me the 1.5. How much is left? 4.5. Call up the Aris. Hey, Aris, I have a vineyard with 4.5 plants. How much do you want? He's going to say how much? 1/3. How much is 1/3 from 4.5? 1.5, right? Because if you divide the 3.5, so it's 1.5, 1.5, and another 1.5. This 3 1.5s over here. So give the Aris his 1/3, which is not 2, which now becomes 1.5. Why? Because we're not counting this at all. And I, the Shatel, get now 1.5 instead of 1. We start off saying it's a Reva, 1 out of 4. I could get 1.5. I could get more. And you will remain with your 3, which that's what you want, and the Aris will get 1.5. So says the Gemara, Omar, he was shocked. Actually, you know what? When you come to Zvachim, I'm going to appreciate your questions. It's such a great question. Rashi says maybe it's not a good question, but he doesn't like the pshat. It's a great question. You're about Kishrin. Save your stuff for Kachim. Should we keep on going? It's 8:08. We never went this late. All right, we're going to have to stop here. Rabbi Sai, have a wonderful day.